Good morning, everyone. It's the Sensitive Sage, or what is a title? What is it a name? Amber energy for you, as things are definitely, shall we say, things are happening right now. Okay. Uh, the main reason I'm doing this video right now is for everyone, particularly in Canada, particularly around BC and West Coast. I'm sure many of you in the States already know what's going on in the States. What I can see from down and around right now, Wallaby's on fire. There's military equipment in Port Langley. Just like something else is on fire. A bunch of fire trucks just literally went by my street where I live up the hill. So not to freak anyone out, this is what's going on. So kind of expect it a little bit. Know that you don't really have anything to fear as long as A, you're not like directly involved in any of that, B, you're standing your truth, C, you're not letting any of this stuff run all over you. Definitely listening to your guidance and intuition is very, very big, very, very, very strong. My understanding of what's happening with all this, and I don't think they're not going to want me to talk about it too much because of disclose information, but bottom line is pieces are moving right now. Moves are being made, mostly in the States, but, and this is the funny thing for being here in Canada. I hear more about the rest of the planet, or at least I did most of the time, than our own country up until quite recently. Our country has done a very good job of covering a lot of stuff, from digs to everything else. So just know that this is what's going on. More and more, the people are realizing what the medical tyranny is, right? Like what it is. Doctors, I implore you, I have nothing against you. I love you. You're good people, and I know you are. Don't let pride make your judgment calls here. Do you see any pride here? I'm watching, and I care. But this lesson has also been very. You can't put your heart out too many places. You can't spread yourself out too thin. So just being grounded here in the now, really listening to the intuition, getting to the source of the intuition, because this is the other part of what I wanted to talk about. Etheric implants and things, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all that is very. I don't know if people realize. Is you're up at a level, it can't fuck with you. But it can also be in there without you realizing at that level. So just as you know, the longer you sit in front of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, anything hypnotizing at 44 hertz, but it's the big websites, it's the big companies. I wouldn't do it too much. There's more going on. Earth is not what it seems. This planet's real name is not Earth. It's not Earth. Anyway, I just wanted to go on here and say that real quick. Have a lovely, lovely day. Don't be afraid. If you're scumming in your intuition, you guys tell you not to take something that could be potentially really, really bad for you. Don't. As always, most of these things, like if you eat healthy, sunlight, sunshine, it does everything. So back, before I go away here, on that topic of guidance, really being aware of where that guidance comes from. Because sometimes there's native ancestors, sometimes, right, and all this stuff has its own agendas. Being very aware of who you spend time with, who you connect with, otherwise, or anything else. because there's energy exchanges that happen. So it's very, very simple. And on that note, I do want to say, at some levels, like, for all you doing a good job, non-judgmental, is that whatever? Good job. See, something doesn't want to be talking about that, but the ego tracks will not be hidden any longer. It doesn't matter who you are. It's being flushed out for everyone right now. I guess that this is a tidbit. Rion was talking about this a little bit, and I was experiencing this for like a couple weeks, and then he said, it's like, oh, wow, fucking makes perfect sense. So there is a chain of command. Hands have been shaking at the highest levels of the dimensions in this consciousness, and it's trickling down. And all the egos are being shifted, right? That's on the night side, that's on the light side. And part of, like, this is the flip side about all this other stuff too. So I know it seems crazy right now, my fellow Canadians, I know it seems crazy right now. We do need to keep advocating for our rights and stuff, but holy crow, like, this is some symptoms of things, like, it's further along here, and it's moving along faster in Canada than I said too much already. So, good news, good tidings, good times, beautiful day. You know what? We'll pull a card. I'm someone myself with this whole journey, not being too reliant on tools, not being too reliant on anything outside yourself, trusting your own guidance. I was someone who years was watching like astrology readings and this and that, and like, oh. It's not a track you want to get into. You want to, like, you learn about that stuff yourself, use it to your own advantage to help other people if you so choose, and then kind of go from there. So Mandela of the heart and the Nagas. So okay, last fun fact. If you're living in Brookswood, South Langley area, High Point, all that, there's definitely some ancient stuff moving around. I don't know how, like, actual hostile it is. It honestly feels like the native ancestors are kind of agitated that something's moving around. But this something that's moving around is very old. It's very so just being aware that this is what's going on, and at times stuck energy. So another thing, stuck energy. There is so much energy coming through the sun and this and that, whatever. Literally, intense emotions from ourselves can blasts it everywhere. We've had a whole bunch of stuff go on in this house, and basically the emotional turmoil. We cleaned off the roof of all the moss and things, like the emotional built-up turmoil that came off that roof, that was in the form of people's, like, elementals or projections or emotions or this, and each time I would scrape that rake, or just, and then the energy would release, and that's in very large part of what's happening right now on a global scale. So my prayers to everyone that's been affected by this burning, this fire. I don't know what the full extent of that is right now, but there's definitely more to that. Without any shadow of doubt, there's more to that. Yeah. Stay good friends with your police officers and this and that, because a lot of them actually think this whole thing is bullshit. A lot of them. There's a lot of good people out there. And really what it comes down to is what has happened in Toronto, where they tried to, what's his face was trying to be all like, this has to happen. And the police forces were like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So, and not to mention, that mayor, whatever his face is, Doug Ford, whatever the fuck, went from $3 million in revenue to just recently 50, because this whole thing, $50 million. Where did that money come from? Oh, I don't know, maybe we were agreeing to send up everyone for some scientific experiment that, we don't really have legal say on, but when we're trying to fucking control everything, and yeah, we'll just strip out your DNA strand here and put some synthetic things in there, and you might, that doesn't need to cure the problem, but then so that's how he got $50 million. So yeah, good people, just band together, this and that. Still like, and pray. Definitely prayer is huge because like I'm doing this video. Something is like, don't speak, don't speak. You see my head jostle down. It's like, shh. I have been dealing with things in this neighborhood. I'm very excited to be moving away. I know that it will follow me. So, yeah, new homes, new beginnings. Listen, I love you. Stay safe.